What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? Super early morning stream for you. Ready for some XiangQi action? I didn't work on it yesterday. I gotta start early this morning. I did some laundry and some organizing. I did a lot of writing. I got some rest, but mostly I stayed up all night writing. I am getting some real momentum on my novel. Starting to write some scenes again. So it's been really good. Oh, and 15 hour goes Taro-kun 18. Thanks for the follow. Thank you. Hey, David. Good morning. We're going to be playing some XiangQi. So strap yourself in. It's going to be a hardcore study we're going to be doing. As usual. Got a lot of writing done yesterday. And last night and this morning. I wrote like 5 pages in my journal. I wrote 2 pages of my novel. 2 different scenes for 2 different characters. Oh, well, thank you. You're one of those people who actually has notifications on. That's crazy. I have almost everything except for personal, I have like almost everything except like personal like text messages from like friends and family. Like I have everything muted. Like I have Discord muted, I have Twitch muted, of course. I definitely have Twitter muted. I do not keep notifications on because if I do, I'll never get any rest. I need like focus. And really for anything that you do in life, I mean, obviously I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm really glad that you have notifications on. It means that you can show up to my stream. I appreciate it. I'm just not the kind of person who can really handle that. I need complete focus when I do things. There's certain times, like obviously if I'm in the middle of doing something and I know I might need a notification for something, like Discord, like if I'm waiting for someone to come online, etc. But like just random notifications, I just can't deal with that because I can't deal with checking my phone all day. And you know, technology is supposed to help you, not run your life. You know, I don't want technology and social media to run my life. I think if more people did that, I think they would be a lot healthier. I think when a lot of people say that like social media is toxic or that it's not good for your health, I think that's what they're talking about. They're not regulating their usage. They're not limiting their notifications. They're letting their phone control their life. And I think that as long as you can use it as a tool, it's pretty much just like anything else in life, which could become a problem. Like, you know, even like my notebook that I write in could be a problem if all I did was write like all the time. Well, if all I did was write all the time, I'd probably finish my book and I'd probably be able to make some money off of it. But yeah, that's not really happening anytime soon. I gotta focus on my blog mostly, and kind of like I think the biggest thing that I've been working on is that I need to just kind of focus on actually getting stuff written instead of trying to get things perfect, because what happens is I keep like setting like these super insane standards for myself instead of just doing what comes easy. And what comes easy is just opening up Twitter and typing a tweet thread. And then what I can do is I can just copy paste that and more or less publish that on my blog, which is searchable by the Google algorithm. And just keep publishing, get better and better at it. And eventually, you know, as I write in my journal And as I write my short stories and my novels, I have a short story cooking up too. I wrote like a page or two of a short story. Well, a short story and then some notes. 'Cause I kind of alternate between kind of writing, like, I guess in programming, for example, you can write a comment that like basically explains the code. I basically write notes. Like, I have a writing system, okay? Like, I date and timestamp everything. I make sure that like everything's organized by day and by topic, and I have only a few topics. If you do too many different subcategories, it can get too hard to manage. So I only have like a few different folders. Like, I actually have folders. Like, what I've learned to do this morning is I have my right here, let me show you here. So for example, I have my notebook here, and then I just keep blank pages. There's always going to be blank pages. And then the writing that I do for the day, I have unsorted, which on the top left I put the category for the folder. And you know, I keep everything ordered by time, even if it's separate categories. That's why I put the categories, so that even when I'm ready to sort it into my folders, I can just sort them by category. And I always put the most recent one on top. And then when I sort them out, it's just going to be that category only with most recent entry on top. So if there's 20 pages, you'll see 20 here. That way you know for sure that number 1 is going to be on the bottom, and that's going to be the last one for that. That's going to be the first one for that day, which makes it easier to organize and search through my folder, my physical folder, which right here I have my physical folder. So I have unsorted, and these are pretty much just, it's not quite a journal. It's kind of more like anything that's like just notes about anything. That's not, or that's like kind of just mismatched or whatever. That's just between like, I'll label things as subcategories, but they're like small snippets rather than like whole pages. So like anything that's just unsorted, like random notes, random scribbles, like doodling, like writing poetry, etc. Like anything that's like just raw. Whoa. Anything that's just like raw writing, like just thoughts. That's not quite like my journal. So I have I have a whole folder just for journals. And you know, I have one for my novel. It's draft B, and of course I do the same thing with numbering for the folders. So this is folder 1, because this folder is gonna get too full at some point, and I'm gonna have to start a new folder. So it's like I'm gonna put the earliest one on the bottom. The latest entry will always be on top, and it's easier to sort that way. And when I need to actually transcribe stuff to my computer, I can do that multiple ways. I have like a Bluetooth keyboard that can connect to my phone and my tablet, that I can just email stuff to myself that backs it up to the to my email, or I could just do it to Google Drive directly. Although I prefer doing email if I'm going to do it that way, because it just works better that way if I'm going to be doing it on my phone or on my tablet with the Bluetooth keyboard. It's a pretty nice keyboard, and it fits in my writing bag, which I have a writing bag. Because what I'll do is I'll draft by hand, and I got a fountain pen, which is pretty nice. So I have even started draft B, because I already wrote the first draft back in 2014 and on and off until 2017, with maybe a few random entries in 2018 and 2019, but mostly 2014, 2015, 2016. and some in 2017. And the version of the characters and the plot line and the overall tone of the novel has changed dramatically, because when I was writing it, I was making it up as I went. And so I kind of like built the characters in my head and with my notes. Like as time went on, I like wrote the scenes with the characters and I understood the characters more. So now I'm on the second draft, or draft B, and it's closer, and I'm pretty sure whatever draft, I mean, obviously anything can happen during the drafting phases, but from now on, I'm pretty sure it's in closest to the, it's like basically more or less in the way that it's finally going to be when I'm ready to publish, or when I'm ready to query. Or depending on how things work out, I might query to publishers or agents, or I might send it off to an editor and then self-publish, but I'm going to try to avoid self-publishing. And then just I have a folder for short stories. Short stories are going to be published on my blog, RebeccaLauren.com. And I want to make a habit of publishing short stories on my blog, because I can't really sell those to publishers. Maybe some of them I could sell to like magazines, but I have a lot of practice I need to do. I want to write like dozens or hundreds of short stories. I need to get really good at it. And then like articles for my blog. And I do almost all my drafting by hand. And then I have like some other random stuff like notes for therapy, and also I also have some sketches. I also can do sketches from like my sketchbook. So I have like a sketch here. It almost looks like a praying mantis or something. I don't know. So it's like I keep everything organized in a nice file folder that I really like. I really like stationery and stuff like that. I also have a typewriter, which sometimes I might want to type stuff instead of writing by hand. And I don't always like typing on my computer. Obviously, if sometimes it's way easier to just set it up on my computer and just start typing, but honestly, I don't like typing on my computer unless I'm like editing, unless I'm doing like transcribing it into a document so that I can get it closer, but I'm nowhere near that stage. Obviously with like my blog articles and stuff, that's different because it's much faster. Usually they're like 7 to 20 paragraphs or maybe more. But you know, 7 is like on the shorter end. 20 plus is probably on the longer end. I haven't really had any articles that long yet, but if there's a more in-depth topic I want to go through, it'll be more like an essay, and I'll probably have like citations and stuff like that. More like almost like an essay. But I got which for my everything that I draft, which is most of the work, honestly, the transcribing to a document and the editing, obviously editing is a really in-depth process in and of itself, but honestly, like the majority of the work I just need to get myself to write, because I'm actually, according to most people I've showed my writing to, I'm pretty damn good at it, and I get pretty close on the first draft or the first or second. And editing is a whole new thing that I kind of need to work on more, because what I end up doing most of the time is I just write a first draft and then I basically publish it as is. I really need to get in the habit of revising more, but pretty much everything that I want to work on can be done with this pen. And it's like a really nice fountain pen. And it's got like a reservoir for the ink. And it lasts a good amount of time. I haven't had to refill. I refilled it once just to just to kind of like make sure it was all set. I just like refreshed it, but like it lasts a while. I can write a lot before I have to fill it up again. And then, you know, I got some ink. You know, it's some good quality ink. It's pretty fast drying. It dries in like 10 seconds pretty much. Do you have good handwriting? More or less. Like let me show you some recent writing. Like it's probably not very legible, but I don't know. Probably a little blurry. Let me try here. Oh. Yeah, and obviously, you know, more practice makes it better. Just, I just want to write as much as I can, and I want to, you know, one of the things that I've learned from streaming, like doing these, like doing what we're doing right now, is it's actually really helped me with my writing. And as long as I can, like, I need to spend some time now because I spent a lot of time streaming, but now I need to kind of like focus that energy and translate it into writing. And then just treat the page like, you know, just treat my writing like on the page. Like just use this pen and treat it like my stream and just write for hours and hours and hours because I can do it. I write in small spurts. So I'll write in like 5 to 10 minute bursts. And then I'll take like a bit of a break and then but sometimes that break might only be like 1 or 2 minutes, but I always like make sure to take some kind of break in between each like 5 to 10 minute session. Sometimes I might get a little carried away and I might write for like 20 minutes, but you know, I can do that like across like hours. Like I was like up all night pretty much. I took like a 3-hour rest, like in the darkness. Basically sleeping, but not really. I just got super excited. I was doing laundry yesterday, and so it was kind of hard for me to get to sleep. I was just kind of worked up from all the activity, and also I wanted to write a lot. I really wanted to write. It was really important to me. Because I just want to get myself into the habit of like actually sitting down and just exploring my mind, like exploring what I can write down on the page, because that's how I'm going to improve at my writing. And then I can publish those to my blog and I can finish my novel and hopefully finish it. And hopefully it's good enough to be published. It's my first novel. And I've been working on it since 2014. And usually the first novel is like the hardest for a lot of people. Every single novel is unique. I don't think it gets easier, but I think you get used to a writing habit and it gets a little smoother. But according to most writers who write novels, like you've got to write like a bunch of novels to get good at it. Like, I don't know, maybe my first one will be publishable. Either way, I'm going to publish it somehow. If I don't get it, like, I'm going to query to like some traditional publishers and agents first before I think about self-publishing. But worst case scenario, I just self-publish it and then continue on the next novel, which I have 3 novels that I'm already working on. This one, Even Star, is like it's basically they're all set like on the same planet and in the same universe, but across different epochs of time. So one is like basically like ancient history, like basically if you want to compare it to Earth, basically the novel that I'm working on is like basically it's like steampunk sci-fi-ish fantasy. And it's basically set today, but like with technology that is somewhat mixed. Some of it is more advanced than today. Some of it is less advanced. Like they still use trains. Like for example, but the trains are really high tech. So like they don't have like all the technology we have today, but the technology that they do have is like more advanced. They didn't like deviate from the technology that was already used. But it's basically like today. But like with different, it's a different universe. So it's like different planet, like called Tress. There's an anime like that. Yeah, exactly. And then the other one is like basically like a couple thousand years ago, if you're going to compare it to Earth. Like it's basically like the year like 2000 BCE or something. And that's kind of like where that is. Or maybe even like 8000 BCE or something like that. And then the third one is basically like 100 years in the future, or like 200 years in the future. And there's like that one goes into space. There's like mechs. There's a lot more technology. Like there's a lot more like there's a lot more computer related stuff. And in fact, like the main villain is like, it's like definitely like somebody who's basically become part of the computer system. Like that's like the main villain, and like there's two people working in cahoots, and it's similar to what's going on in my novel Evenstar. I don't want to spoil too much. There's only a very few people that I'm actually trusting with as my beta readers, and some of them, I only have like 1 or 2 alpha readers who are like helping me while I'm writing it a little bit, and at least I'm sharing it with them, and they might talk to me about it, but I don't usually count on that. Mostly I'm on my own, and I have a first draft done, and now I'm on the second draft. And the second draft is so much more focused, so much better so far. I've only written like maybe 4 or 5 pages so far, like 3 different, like 2, 3, I think like 5 different scenes. And those are basically shorthand scenes. I'm going to flesh them out later on in like the third draft. I'm going to take all the scenes and then I'm going to order them in like because I'm kind of writing them in order, but not really. So when I'm finished with the second draft, all the scenes are going to be kind of short. So it's not really going to be the full novel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to order them by timeline in the novel and then put them all stacked up together. And then I'm going to transcribe them all. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite all of them, scene by scene, and make them fleshed out longer. Because I'm basically going to treat each of those scenes as like a big outline. Because the scene might be like 2 or 3 pages, but I could probably turn those into like 4 or 5 pages. And then like make each scene bigger and bigger, and over time like it really adds up, and that makes it into a full novel, which is probably going to be about like between 140 to 200,000 words, because it's an epic fantasy. It's really big, but not super big. Probably like Lord of the Rings size, like a single Lord of the Rings book, or maybe 2 of them, I don't know. Yeah, basically it's a fantasy, it's steampunk, it's really in depth. There's like some severe politics, and like it's basically like a crime drama, but not really. It's kind of interesting. It's like Avatar: The Last Airbender meets X-Men meets Vampire Diaries meets CSI or something like that. Or NYPD Blue, or like one of those like crime dramas, you know? Because the main characters, the actual main characters, even though it's called Evenstar, the main character is named totally Evenstar, and she's an immortal. She's not a vampire, but she's an immortal. She's basically a vampire. But she's not a vampire. She's just immortal, and she's basically Wolverine. If that makes any sense, without like she has like basically like instant healing. Like she can't be damaged. She has invulnerability. She's like Superman or Supergirl, I guess. but not really. I don't know. She's like Supergirl, but she doesn't have the extra powers. Like she's just like a normal person. But she doesn't die, and she doesn't age past like 30 or so. She's like the original version of her. Yeah, she's like a god basically. But there's problems that come with that. It's not all it's cracked out to be, you know. The original version, she was 1,000 years old, but I thought that was too unrelatable. So I'm thinking she's like a little over 120 or so. Maybe 200, but I'm thinking like anything too much higher than 100, and she becomes too unrelatable. And so like I want to keep her humanity as much as possible. I don't know, I don't want to get too much into it. Okay, I've already talked too much. I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to share it in full with the world, and I think it'll do well. At least I hope it does. I think it'll be a huge contribution. It might make me a billionaire. It might be my Hunger Games. You never know. It might be my Hunger Games. Everybody I've showed it to really likes it. Like, they really like it. Obviously, it's really rough. Like, I've only finished the first draft. And even the first draft, which was pretty bad, and basically nothing like the final product will be. Like, I'm a lot closer to the final product now. By the time I got towards the end of the first draft, I was a lot closer to what it is now. And those scenes were like the best. But I've reworked the entire concept. I've reworked the characters. I've kind of combined a few characters together. I've gotten rid of a bunch of characters. I've made it a lot more serious and darker. And I've focused the plot line around a single topic and like a single focal point. And I just made it a whole bunch better. Hello. I'm trying to guess what your name is. I see the word star in there. I'm guessing, and obviously your profile picture is a star as well. But the last character is for star, right? The third character there? Basically, like that, the other two novels I've kind of only like basically outlined, like a very basic bullet point of like what the story is. They're very different. They're all three novels are completely different, and they're all in the same universe, and they're based around the same planet, and there's like kind of an overarching magic system that influences all three of them. But they're all completely unique to themselves. They're all standalone. There may be small references. By the time I finish all of them, I'll have more knowledge to like sprinkle in there. There might be little Easter eggs, like especially in the prequel, especially in Scourge. Like Scourge is the one that's set in like basically a couple thousand years before it. And that one is the main character is a guy named Uriel, and a lot of the characters are loosely based on like Hebrew and Catholic mythology, like Uriel, Ariel, Raziel, and stuff like that. But it's basically kind of its own thing. It's obviously loosely based on Hebrew and Catholic mythology, but more emphasis on the mythology and less emphasis on the religion, if that makes any sense. It's more trying to bring a mythology into like a reimagined idea and kind of its own thing that I'm creating. And it's basically based on like morality and like the choices we make and the sacrifices we make. That's like the main themes. And Even Star, the main themes are basically who we choose to have in our lives. That's basically like the main, like kind of overarching theme that like has nothing, it's connected to the plot, but like that's like the overarching theme is like, who do we have in our lives and why? And what do we choose to do with the time we have on this earth? Like that's basically what Even Star is about. Inner Defense is the third novel that's set in the like kind of like somewhat distant future, but not too distant future. That one's based on like, what do we do to tame the advancement of technology? Like that's what that one's about. It's like, how far is too far? That's what that one's about. Inner Defense is like, and also what is good and bad. Like basically it's another morality one, but based on like how do you determine what is against the law and what is not? And it's based in like, it's kind of like more kind of sci-fi themed. It's like I guess it would be like a mix between like Gundam and like hackers, because the main characters are like a bunch of hackers, computer hackers, but like it's set in a political dystopia. So the hackers, even though they're breaking the law is bad. Like it's like 1984 bad, but it's not like evil. You know what I mean? Like it has the appearance of being good, and it actually is good, but there's some very key factors that need to change in that government. And there's a lot of secrets, and there's like secret like military experiments, and that's the main focus of that one. That the main villain is not like, you can relate to the main villain because I mean you can empathize with the main villain, because the main villain was a soldier that was pronounced dead. Like they basically took a whole bunch of like Marines and Army members, and who were like basically sent off to die, but they like salvaged them, revived them, and like did experiments on them to like develop telepathy. Basically like Akira. Like Akira meets Gundam meets like some kind of like, I guess like Ghost in the Shell or something. I don't know. It's kind of like Ghost in the Shell vibes. So I have a couple novels that are on my plate, and I'm gonna work on those over time. But I'm gonna finish Even Star first before I work on. And I think the next one I'm gonna work on is is Scourge. I might just call it Uriel. Or maybe I'll have a habit of just naming my novels after the characters that are like the focus. Because Even Star, totally Even Star. Uriel, like his name is Uriel. I don't know if I'm going to do last names in that society. Maybe that society doesn't have last names. Just first names. Like there's an Athena. You know, I'm basically bringing mythology to life in that one, but like much more realistic and focused on different kind of themes that are important to me, to explore for my own development as a human being. And An inner defense I might call Mateo. Because Mateo is kind of like a semi-villain. But he's like the secondary main character. The main character is this like young college students. I was gonna make them high schoolers, but I decided to make them like a little older. Because it's more mature than I originally thought it would be. There's a lot more murder and shit, so the main character her name is June. And she's like this Korean college student, and then Mateo, he's like this Salvadoran guy in a wheelchair, and then he ends up connecting with a machine, like a Gundam. Like a mech. He ends up connecting to a mech, and then he kind of goes mad with power after that, because then it's like, you know, basically he's angry at the government, and he finally has an ability to fight back. But I don't know, he's not actually a villain, but he is. Like he's like a false villain. And like the main villain is like much more insidious. Anyway, I don't need to go into the details of my novels. I'm gonna work out all of those on the page, and I'm gonna try to do that more often. And it is important to share your ideas. I try not to do it too much in public though, because it is important for me to write with the door closed and only share it with a few trustworthy people. Obviously these are in draft form, so it's not the final form, but it's really important to me to not have too much published, because I want to query to publishers, and they're not going to buy my novel if it's already published, because they're going to buy first publishing rights. And also I think it's really important not to spoil things. So right now it's such an early stage, and I'm not spoiling too much. There's a lot that goes into it besides what I've told you, so I don't think it's a big deal. And I don't think there's enough people listening to me right now to, there's like barely anybody who watches my videos, so, or my stream. So there's only a few of you, and so you're kind of on the inside. You're kind of with me in my heart. And it's kind of special, but let's get to some XiangQi. Oops. Okay. Yeah, let's play some XiangQi. Let me actually, I was playing, okay, let's play against Qianhong computer this time. Okay. Let's start it very easy. Okay. And then we're gonna work our way up. Okay. Bring my horse out. This is like, this computer is way too easy. It's like making some weird moves. Well, thank you for stopping by, David. I really appreciate you. You're one of the people that shows up to my stream, and you're kind of in my world. So thank you for being here in this moment in my life. Kind of like you're right here with me. Thank you so much. Let me just continue my development with my rook. You're gonna move the cannon again? I'm gonna use that time to move the pawn forward. You're gonna move the cannon again? Giving me so much tempo. May as well develop the other pawn. Giving me more tempo, moving the same piece so many times. It tells me what not to do, and it allows me to figure out how to punish him. So that's actually really important. And so let me move the cannon up forward. You're gonna move the cannon again? You're gonna move the horse up towards the center. Okay. I'm gonna take the pawn. I should take the pawn with check now since there's no horse there. And then move the rook to the second ring. Okay, and let me just connect my elephants. Oh, you know what I screwed up? I screwed up really bad. I need to take that back. Okay, so obviously threatening to take my cannon. So how about if I move back here? If I move over here, it allows me to kind of maneuver my cannon around. But if I move back over here, it defends my other cannon. But I don't think my cannon needs to really be defended. I think I'm just going to move back to Black's riverbank. Now I can't put the rook here, so that's the problem. But it's not crazy. How about I double up cannon? That might be checkmate. Yeah, it's checkmate. Yeah. I just checkmated. Because the cannon is using the other cannon as a mount. So the backward cannon is attacking the king. And you can't move out of the way because there's advisors blocking. Obviously you can't move forward because the attack continues. If you can't put something in front of it because then the other cannon uses it as a mount. So that's checkmate. Let's switch to the next highest difficulty. Cuz that one made really stupid moves. also what computer speed does. Only has 3 different levels. Oh, I can do a different AI too. Is there XiangQi UCI engine? Oh, XQ Studio. Oh no, I don't have language files installed. Oh, I gotta restart for that. Oh well. By the way, I don't know too much Chinese anyway, so not like yeah, I think we're just gonna stick with XiangQi.com for the we could play against a person. Let's go to the level 2 computer against Huma. Might want to... Okay. Let's move this pawn. And this horse. Rook. The other horse. Elephant. And then the other rook. Okay. And now I need to start thinking about some ideas. Because the rook can't come in here because of the cannon. Now here's the thing, is if I put the cannon up here, the rook cannot come into my riverbank. I was like looking about like openings where the cannon comes to the riverbank and using the pawn as a mount. I wanted to test that out. Okay, attacking the pawn. Defended by 2 horses. That's fine. I might want to push this pawn because then you're attacking this pawn, just defended. Also, because I have to move a pawn because it's mounted against the center, which would be check, and then, well, it wouldn't be like a win because the horse would come back, but I'm going to use this opportunity to move the pawn forward. Okay, and in this case, I don't know, I think if I trade, the elephant comes in. Which isn't... It's not a problem. It means I lose my mount. Yeah, to take or not to take, because obviously I can defend with the elephant. And that would be the only defense. Or trade. I almost want to like move my cannon somewhere and then keep my elephants defending in the center, so I think I'm going to just trade. And okay. Now I'm not really sure what that's all about. Maybe attacking my horse. Then I can move the rook. Or move the horse. But then my elephant's under attack. So what I can do is I can attack... I can save the pawn and attack the horse. But what's the main threat here? I'm gonna move the pawn. Okay. Attacking my horse. And here's the thing, my cannon's under attack. And my horse is under attack, so that's the problem. I think I need to move my king up because if you take the cannon, it's with check, and then you're going to take the other horse. If you take the horse, I take the horse. And I'm also attacking the cannon. Oh, but then the rook takes pawn. I think that's the best I can do. Move the king forward. Oh, yeah, okay. My advisor's defended by the horse. Okay, horse is captured. Then I capture the other horse. Cannon saves itself. Maybe I can move... Okay, I need to move the elephant. Or... I can... In 2 moves, I can attack the advisor. Which would then I can move the rook and then not really do much. But yeah, this is getting tricky. I need to keep the horse defending the pawn. Oh, otherwise black can figure out some way to mount that cannon and check, which would be forcing my king to run away from the cannon, and then the rook would take the cannon. Well, no, okay, the elephant's guarding the cannon. Okay, what am I thinking? Why did I move the king forward then? I should have saved the horse. Should have moved the rook in. Oh well. I'm not going to undo that far. I think this worked out fine. It's just a little tricky. I'm up a pawn, but the pawn's under attack. So if I move the pawn, it's defended by the cannon. Oh, and then my elephant gets taken. Maybe I can move my horse and then attack the cannon that way. Because pawn here is no longer attacked because there's no mount. Cannon moves over, attacks my rook. Move rook over here to the palace. To the throat. The left throat. Okay. Rook comes in and attacks my horse. Horse. And my cannon. Yeah, this might be over. I might have to go back to level 1. This one's a bit hard. Oh, you know what I can do is I can attack the cannon. Takes the horse. And... oh, my advisor. But I have to take the cannon. Oh, and then I lose the cannon, so I lost a horse. This is unfortunate. And like I get like a pawn for compensation. Then I lose a pawn. Yeah, this is gonna get really ugly really quick. Okay, let me just attack the pawn here. Rook needs to move. Yeah, I mean, let's just keep it here. Okay, I can attack the pawn, but also if you capture, I attack the horse. Okay, I'm gonna be threatening checking stuff. And I can move my elephant as defense. I'm gonna attack the horse. Then I get checked. And I can move the elephant up. It's defended by the king. Cannon comes in, saves itself. And I take the horse. Check. Oh, now I'm gonna get checkmated. Only move I can make. Oh no, I can move the rook. Oh, but then the cannon takes. Yeah, so that's like the only move I can make that avoids checkmate. And there's nothing I can do after this, unfortunately. Oh, I can defend the elephant. Oh, wait. Okay, and then I have to move the king back. And now the... Oh, pff. Yeah, you're gonna take it. It's gonna be over soon, don't worry. I'm gonna get checkmated. And like the only move I can do is attack the rook. But the elephant could have taken it as well. Not sure what the computer's doing here. Yep, it's just random moves I can make until I get checkmated. Bing, bang, boom. Double check. Checkmate. I move the king over. Oh, I can't because the king's here. I'm gonna get checkmated really quick. Oh. Like, there's like a really convoluted checkmate. Yeah. Checkmate. Why am I anonymous? How am I not logged in? Why am I not logged in? It's weird. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Yeah, I gotta get some solid, structure and not leave any weaknesses early on. 'Cause it goes sour pretty fast. Well, little by little, learning little teeny tiny things about the game. Little by little, poco a poco. Okay, let's play again. Black using a lot of tempo for pawns and defensive pieces. Young boy to be blind, he is the light. To the hungry he is bread. To the sick he is the cure. To the lonely he is company. To the sad he is joy. To the prisoner he is freedom. For the poor he is treasure. For me he is everything. XQC? What's up, Boxin? I hope you're having a beautiful morning. We're playing this ancient board game called XiangQi. It's a beautiful game. Very difficult. Very, very complex. More complex than chess. It's very deceptively... It's deceptively... Like it's very deceptive. Like it seems really simple. Like the structure at the very beginning is really simple, but it can get complicated really fast. It seems really simple and straightforward because there's less pawns and because there's less, you know, the pieces develop much faster, but there's a lot of complexity and it gets really, really deep really fast. Like development happens quick, but then it can go really sour, like really fast. Okay. My pawn's under attack, of course. It's not like a super big deal, but... I move my rook up to the riverbank. I'm kind of skewering. Let me do that. Cannon takes pawn. Rook takes pawn. Oh, cannon takes elephant. Check. That's a little dirty. And then you take my rook, of course. I need to go back a few moves. Oh. I need to get the move it did before. I accidentally went too far. There we go. Okay, and before I lost my elephant. Okay, so you're attacking the pawn. And then, likewise, you'll be attacking my elephant. I guess I could just defend the pawn? Oh! Or I could counter by skewering to the horse. So let's do that. Okay, rook comes in. I can't take the cannon because of the other cannon. And I can't take the pawn now because horse would take. Well, then yeah. Cannon would no longer be defended. But then the horse would be defending the cannon. And I would lose a cannon for a pawn, which is not good. Maybe I can move the rook back. Oh, with it, the pawn's still under attack. You just move it back to the pawn. I think I should push the center pawn forward. Okay, pawn comes in. Oh, I can't. I have to take. Pawn comes in. I have to take. And then I lose a horse. Do I get anything in return? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah. Let's go to win before I move the pawn. That might be the good option. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, I moved the center pawn before. This pawn is under attack. Defending with the rook, which is like overloaded. This might be a pretty short stream. I'm gonna go lie down after this. Okay, what I can do is move the cannon and then move the center pawn. Okay, let me move the rook over to the right throat. Because then the pawn's stuck here. I need to not capture on the riverbank because otherwise the cannon will take my horse, which is undefended. As long as it takes here, I can then take with the rook and then defends the horse. If the pawn moves to the side, I take with the rook, but then I lose a horse. Now though, I mean, computer made a bit of a mistake. I think the best thing would have been to move to the side and attack the rook, because then I have to move the rook and then I lose the horse. And now I can get a chance to defend the horse. Okay, and for some reason the pawn moves to that side. It attacks my horse still. Okay, that works for black. But now my horse is defended. But I need to unblock my horse and also defend this point. This point's defended by the pawn. This point's currently undefended. Well, it's defended by the rook, but if I capture with the rook, I lose the horse. So this rook is stuck defending the horse. So if I want to defend against the pawn push, I have to push forward. If pawn captures, I'll have to deal with that when I get there because I think that's my only option anyway. Defends. It's defended twice though. So now I can trade. Wait. Yeah, then the rook takes. And it defends the pawn. Now the horse acts as a mount to the pawn, but it's defended by the rook. Okay. Position looking a little bit better. Not by a lot, but it's better than it was. Okay. Let me bring the rook over here to attack the cannon, and then the rook is also defending against the rook recapture. Okay, so they just trade. Horse comes in, attacks my cannon. Elephants are defending. But I could actually save my cannon, take a pawn. Oh no, the horse is defending the pawn. I can attack the cannon, then it just moves. And then, oh, I can block the horse and also attack it. I lose an elephant. check. You're in early today. Yeah, I was a bit excited last night. I did a bunch of laundry, a couple loads, and I kind of cleaned up a bit yesterday. So, and then I did a lot of writing. No, I'm not winning. I'm not winning, son. Not winning at all. I'm losing my ass. And I'm probably going to end the stream after this, but a very short stream. Well, I guess an hour and a half's not too short, right? At least I got my XiangQi in for today. Slowly, little by little, working on it. I think I need to push the pawn to defend, to attack the horse. Rook defends. If I push the other pawn, then... Oh... Oh, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna attack the rook with the cannon. Okay, well in this case, I just take the rook. This is level 1 computer, so sometimes it just makes... Unless there's some kind of 5-head move I'm not noticing, but... Check. That might be the 5-head move. Maybe there's checkmate. Yeah, I got a rook for a cannon though. Okay, I can actually... Oh, another rook's guarding against the check. But what I can do is I can move my rook up here. Wait, just a second. I could attack the horse. The horse can escape over here though. And then my rook's kind of useless. So let me block off the black's second rank. I could double up rooks. Okay, advisor defends. Maybe start pushing the pawn. And then... I mean, I can't really do much. Okay, what I can do is move the horse and then move the pawn. Rook's gonna come in and try to checkmate, so I gotta be really careful. I could attack the cannon. Cannon just moves, and that helps the rook come in for checkmate. Oh, the rook can't come in then, but the rook might. Yeah, I can't come in. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to do much, so I think I do need to move the horse. Cannon moves. But the rook is not going to come in. I think for now I could, attack pawns. Attacking advisor. Oh, that's checkmate. I don't think there was anything I could have done about that. Yeah, GG. Are you winning, son? I'm your daughter. Okay, that was a little creepy. That wasn't creepy at all. Well, I am your daughter. No, I'm not your daughter. Are you winning, daughter? Are you winning, son? Okay, okay. I am going to head out. I'm gonna get some rest. I have a big day ahead of me. I'm gonna get some shut-eye. Bye-bye.